to this wonderful webinar on Decoding Entrepreneurship, which is jointly organized by Sathyabama Institute of Science and Technology, Technology Business Incubator, School of Management Studies, and Tamilnadu Advanced Technical Training Institute. So this is the second day of the program, and it gives me great pleasure in welcoming today's keynote speaker. Being interested and self-motivated in entrepreneurship from school days, Shakti, along with his two friends, founded a career consultancy service company in Singapore in 2004. This company has been specializing in HCM-related services and supporting 200 plus MNC customers, mainly in oil and gas, marine, construction, engineering, and IT services. Shakti has co-founded Index Info Systems Pte. Limited, an enterprise IT services company providing enterprise IT solutions and services for various government agencies, BFSI, telecom, oil and gas, manufacturing, logistics, and healthcare sector. Shakti has completed his BE in Computer Science and Engineering from Regional Engineering College, Trichy, and MTech in Software Engineering in National University of Singapore. He has worked for HCL, Infosystems, Polaris, Wipro Technologies, and Standard Chartered Bank, Singapore. He has been residing in Singapore since 2000. He has been delivering hundreds of IT projects in application, design and development, enterprise and IT infrastructure implementation, transition and transformation services. His passion and continuous interest and involvement in entrepreneurship energizes him to learn and teach many youngsters. So it gives us great pleasure, sir. Thank you very much for being with us today, sir. The session is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Joshua Jarrett. Good evening to all of you.
Sir, your audio is a bit low, sir.
Bit low, is it? Okay, let me. Am I audible now? Is it okay?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Let me. Is it okay now? Is that okay? Or? Hello. Hello, Mr. Joshua. Is it okay? உங்களுக்கு நல்லா கேக்குதுல நண்பா? Hello. Hello. Hello.
Sir, you can go ahead, sir. You can go ahead, sir.
Okay. Am I audible now? Or? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. Okay. Good evening to all of you. I am very happy to give you a short presentation on that on this entrepreneurship. So basically the different aspects of entrepreneurship and the process of entrepreneurship. Okay, I'm very happy to share with you something, and of course I'm very happy to share a lot along the way. Okay, mainly that the first thing I would like to talk about is on the characteristics of successful entrepreneurship. Okay, I would like to recall and I would like to hear from you. What do you think the personal characteristics of entrepreneurship? Do you think? If anyone, okay, you can voice out. Any of you can voice out. Any personal characteristics that you feel.
All the sir, actually,
okay. Then in that case, actually, okay, no problem. Yeah.
You can go ahead, sir, and after which we can have a discussion session, sir.
Yes, no problem. Okay, fine. Okay. First of all, who is an entrepreneur? Who will be called as an entrepreneur? Okay. Any individual basically who undertakes the risk. The risk taking is an important thing which the entrepreneur has a the characteristics. So in associating with the creation of or organizing or owning a business. So when you create a business or develop a business or organize a business or owning a business, so during that time, so how much take you can risk, you can take, how much risk you can take. That is an important characteristic of an entrepreneur. So anybody who is willing to take risk will be definitely qualified to become an entrepreneur. Second, the personal characteristics. As for the personal characteristics of entrepreneur, so they have to be persistent, irrespective of anything around us. We have to be persistent. There could be good times, there could be bad times, there could be challenges, there could be some amazing results. Whatever the thing, actually, we have to be persistent, and we have to be innovative and creative all along. So any possible opportunities we have to consider. So any possible ways to improve our day to day, or any possible ways to change the life of the people around us. So we have to try that. So we have to be creative all along. Then we have to be responsible. By responsible, we have to be responsible for our own people. We have to be responsible for our own customers. We have to be responsible for the environment. So we have to be for the socially, and we have to be responsible, and we have to be inquisitive, and we have to be goal oriented, we have to be result oriented. So we have to achieve some results, we have to attain our goals as at the earliest, or as per our the timeline, or as per our the plan. So we have to be focused on the goals, and we have to be independent. So by independent, I mean we cannot depend someone for everything. So we should be independent to achieve, even if no one is around. We should be able to deliver our commitments even if no one is around. So that is independent of running the business, independent of delivering that commitment. That is an important characteristic of an entrepreneur. We have to be self confident. Everyone knows, okay, now COVID-19. So the thing is, the total well of the world has changed. Everything has been changed completely, but we still need to be confident enough. It is not something that we can take it as a supplement. Rather, no, it has to be intuitive, it has to be self developed. That self confidence is an important characteristics of an entrepreneur. And we have to be risk taker, because we have to try everything fresh, everything new, everything actually no totally new all the time. So the thing is, we have to be a risk taker. So these characteristics are determine whether a person can be an entrepreneur or not. So if any of these characteristics, all these characteristics are very much important. All these will help all along. All these makes that entrepreneurship, the cycle, so the journey easier, happier, and it will be enjoying. So these are the characteristics which everyone need to be a successful entrepreneur. Okay, so the successful entrepreneur, as per the skills, what do they need? So basically, day to day, we have to work with, we have to liaise with, we have to relate with so many people around us. It can be our own employees, it can be associates, it can be partners, it can be customers, it can be anybody. Even socially, we have to work with anyone, or it can be the regulators, the government agencies, or whomever. So the relationship with the human, we have to give utmost respect to human, and that human relationship skill is very very important. The second thing is, the result is dependent on the communication. So the communication makes your life easier. So without communication, you cannot achieve anything. So the communication skill is another very important thing. Third thing, so the by business, so I mean, so we have to look at the problems. We have to have creative ideas to solve the problems, and we have to make decisions. We have to face challenges. So the thing is actually, that we have to be good enough, happy enough, and willing to solve any problems. That is another important attribute. And coming to the fourth one is the commercial calculations. Anything you take, you have to convert that opportunity into dollars. You have to spend money. You have to be careful about spending money. And you have to generate revenues. Again, you have to be careful about generating revenues. So the thing is that commercial calculations, anything that you talk with the customers, the first thing they will ask about dollars, how much it would come to. You don't know the technology that you are going to employ. You don't know the timeline that will be needed. You don't know how many people will be needed. You don't know the risks involved, but you have to pronounce that the dollars. And again, this dollar amount, you cannot change it. Okay, today a customer asks for a meeting. They give a problem. For the problem, you have to give the costing immediately. That costing should not be changed the very next day. So this costing is actually, you have to do the calculation very quickly, and that calculation you have to consider all the factors before starting the project or before initiating the deal. And then the technical skills, any opportunities. So the underlying thing is the technical implementation of it. So the technical skills, you have to know all the technologies, something which may be in the pipeline, something which may be recently come into the market. So you have to be aware of all the technical skills. It can be the legacy technical items, or it could be a innovative new things. So you have to be aware of all the technologies involved, and you have to be afloat on these things. Then the last items, the business tactics. The thing is actually when we talk about one business, there is a possibility of another business, and there may be, you have to do some tactics. Actually, you have to, which one you can give free, which one you can give discounts, and which one are the alternate options you give. All these you have to have a handful of these items which make the meeting fruitful, which make the meeting result, which make the meeting to produce the results, so which makes all along easier. And the negotiating skills. So when you talk about $100,000, customer will talk about something 20,000, $30,000. So the thing is, how do you negotiate this? So these negotiation skills it is very important, and for the customer to consider you to be a partner, and customer to consider you to be a vendor to develop the solution for him. So these are the skills which a entrepreneur need to be successful in entrepreneurship. Then coming to myself, my personal experience, I feel this is very important. Okay, because this is my personal thought. Okay, the reason why I choose to be an entrepreneur, and whether it is true today or not, after so many years of entrepreneurship, I feel all these points are important points. All these points are true to myself. Okay, coming to the first point, constantly meeting a newer and better version of life. Every day, every day in and out. So we come across so many new things, and we makes our life better and better and better. So the entrepreneurship gives that chance to upgrade ourselves on a daily basis. Okay, coming to the second thing, it gives us a freedom, it gives us a flexibility, it gives us a control, self control. Whether it could be time, or it could be location, or it could be dress, or it could be a voice. So we have the freedom on all these. This freedom makes us more satisfied. This freedom makes us more happier. This freedom gives us gives us innovative ideas. This freedom gives us improve further, further and further and further. And the third point, there is no politics in a business. When you become an entrepreneur, when you be an entrepreneur, there is no politics involved. I worked in MNCs, few MNCs. I worked so many years in MNC companies, and most of my time get into actually no, I was facing politics. So after I became an entrepreneur, of course, I have to do a lot when I become an entrepreneur than when I was working. So even if I was working more as part of entrepreneurship, but I never get into any politics, which I never feel that I am wasting my time. So that is an important thing actually I feel. Then there is more contribution from my side. As an individual, I contribute more. I contribute in various aspects of the business and various daily needs of the business. I am contribute more. I'm satisfied. It gives me more satisfaction. Though I work more, I am more satisfied. Then I get paid for what I am worth. And again, as I said, the flexibility. When I feel flexibility, I want to take leave, or I want to focus on something, or I want to get away from my day-to-day business. Of course, I set a mindset that I will not be getting something for a week, or for a month, or for a day. So the thing is actually, no, I am happy with what I'm getting. Then another important thing, I never get bored, and it makes me younger and younger every day. And I am confident that I will be doing this all along in my life, which means the age doesn't matter, whether it is 50 or it is 60 or it is 70, even 80. I will enjoy my work. I will never get retired as part of this entrepreneurship. I will be doing more and more along the way. Then we will lead a change. It may not be a change which Bill Gates did. It may not be a change which Steve Jobs did. It may not be a change which Mark did, but we will make a considerable change compared to working for someone else. So this is an important thing I personally perceive. And it's a wonderful experience. It gives tons of happiness. That happiness gives me innovative ideas, lot of time, and lot of ways to improve, and lot of ways to create, and lot of ways to make life better and better for myself, for my family, and for everyone around myself. So these are the reasons I choose, and I believe, I am confident the entrepreneurship gives all this. Okay, coming to that, the entrepreneurship. The entrepreneur is an individual. That individual does the entrepreneurship. The entrepreneurship is a process. So we will understand how that entrepreneurship works. What are the various processes involved? The difference between entrepreneurship and entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is a process of starting and running one's own business. This involves a considerable amount of risk. Yes, though it's a risk, and it will pay off definitely all along the way. Entrepreneur, again, a person who is willing to undertake the risk associated with in setting up the business, organizing the business, and owning the business. What are the steps involved in the entrepreneurial process? The very important step is discovery. What do you mean by discovery? What are we discovering here? So you have to discover the problems around us. So we have to solve problems which people around us facing on a day-to-day basis. So we come across many such problems. So we have to take an inventory of all these problems. We have to think solution for all these problems. We have to think the practicability of implementing a solution for it, and we have to see that how it can be commercially viable for all those problems. We have to see whether we can make someone's life better, someone's life easier. So this will give us tons of ideas. From these ideas, we should be able to sort out the best ones, and then we have to take it to the next level. So discovery is nothing but identifying the problems for which you are giving solutions, which makes the life easier for the people around us. The second stage is the concept development. Yes, I have an idea. That idea can help someone. So that idea, how to make realizing that idea. So you have to develop the concept. You have to think of the solutions. You have to think of the cost. You have to think of the revenue. You have to think of the resources. You have to think of the the growth. All these things you have to think of, and you have to come up with a plan based on this. Then the third step is the resourcing. By resourcing, it could be people, it could be the human capital, or it could be the finance, or it could be the machineries. So you have to think of the resources in implementing that solution. Then the actualization. So the actualization is the important step which make you to, or which will push you to start a business. So without actualization, you can think a lot, and people normally does. So every Friday night, the people think of starting a business, and Monday morning they will lose, and now they will forget, and they get on to work. So the actualization, they think years and years, but they don't dare to start a business. So the actualization is a critical step in getting into the entrepreneurial process. Then the harvesting. The harvesting, once you get into that, you will face so many challenges. You will encounter many risks. You will encounter losses. Still, you will sail. You will make a lot, and that along the way. So whether it's success and failure in business, both will be treated as success. There is no failure in business. Rather, everything is a lesson, and everything is a experience. From those experiences, you can harvest your returns all along the way. It is not a single step, but once you make the step, when you will make leaps all along the way. Then the first step, discovery. This is a stage in which I will quickly run through these slides. So the stage in which the entrepreneur generate ideas. From the ideas, they recognizes the opportunities, and they study the market. So they study the complete market study they will do. So this is to sharpen your thoughts on a specific problem, and then you have to actually we have to accept that this problem, if we take this problem and give solution for that, this will last, and this will help us in, and give us a leap in getting into the business. So this is the important step. Discovery is the important step, and this discovery has to continue, yeah, all along the way, because every time there could be new problems, every time there could be new opportunities. We should not miss any opportunities, and we have to consider all the opportunities, and that makes us better and better along the way. Then the entrepreneurs to consider their hobbies, their skills, their customer needs and wants. They have to conduct surveys, they have to conduct interviews, they have to constantly discuss with people, ask questionnaires, and actually get, we have to move around with people. So that gives a lot of information, and that will sharpen us. And we have to see the demographics of the problems. The concept development. As part of the concept development, we have to, that's an important step which makes us a meaningful thing. So it is we have to develop a business plan. So the business plan is a template that gives answer for many stakeholders of the business. It's a detailed proposal describing the business idea. So we talk about the locations, we talk about the resources, we talk about the various risks, we talk about the the customers. All these things we will discuss in the business plan. Again, we will have a separate section for to cover the business plan template itself. I'll move on. Then you have to think of the IP rights, the intellectual property rights. So basically, the copyright, patent, trademark. These three are the different aspects of the intellectual property rights. So the thing is actually this is important when you grow when we grow the business, because the ideas, we have to protect our ideas, we have to protect our the solutions or the designs, we have to protect logos, everything. Third step, the resourcing. Yes, I have an idea, I thought about a detailed plan, now I need resources. By resources, I mean it could be the people to support you on a day to day. It could be the finance. It could be the machineries. It could be the buildings. All these things you have to consider as resources and you have to plan for that. So, as part of finance, you have to identify the potential investors. You have to think of the various grants in various countries. Every countries have different things. Every country is actually, compared to developing country like India, in developed countries like Singapore or Europe or US, there are investors. When you have an idea, someone else is ready to fund money, someone else is ready to give grants. So we have to consider those options. There is no boundaries. Don't think of any boundaries. Don't constrain yourself. I don't have people to support me. I don't have money to start the business. Never think of like that. You sharpen your ideas. You sharpen your plan. You will get all the resources from the world. Don't set any boundaries. Just sharpen the first 2 points. Your ideas is very, very important. That is a key. The second thing is your plan is important. So that is the document. That is an important document from banks to investors, customers, all these stakeholders. No, we'll see that. Then the fourth step. So jumping into business, which is the actualization. This is a stage in which the entrepreneur operates the business and utilizes the resources fully to achieve its goals and objectives. So at this stage, actually, they will open the business and they will continue the day-to-day operations of the business. The harvesting. So the thing is actually, it is not, the entrepreneurship doesn't stop after starting one business. We have to, from that point, actually, we will look around more, we will see more opportunities, we will see more problems. Actually, we will get into more and more business. So this is a stage in which the entrepreneur designs on ventures future growth. It could be getting into new branches, or it could be starting company with the offices in other countries, or it could be getting into new areas in the same business, or it could be starting a totally a different business which can support this, or it could be a totally a isolated business. So here the future plans, they will expansion into additional locations, additional countries, they're getting into additional areas and changing the company structure. All this comes in here. The harvesting is is again a continuous process. So all these 5 steps of entrepreneurship, it it don't have a definite start and definite end. Once started, it keep on going. You will be enjoying all along. Okay, coming to starting a business, you have to understand the procedures and requirements of starting a business. The first step, the, the business plan. So the business plan is one of the important documents we have to produce. So because professionally, everyone look at that plan. If you don't draft the plan, the thing is we don't have answers to many of their questions. So there would be a lot of questions from different stakeholders. When you get into a bank, when you ask for a loan, they will ask about. So the thing is actually, how much is the capital you need, and how do you recover the cost, and how do you actually know what would be the return on investment. All these things they will be asking. So the thing is, when you prepare these plans, you will find answers to all their queries. So the developing a business plan is important, not only important for getting a loan, not only important for making the stakeholders satisfied, it is also important for us, for the entrepreneur. The business plan is very, very important for him rather than the other stakeholders. Because if something I put wrongly, or something actually I made a mistake, then actually I am going to be get penalized for that. So the business plan is to correct myself, to ask. I have to ask all these questions. I have to be satisfied with the answer for all these questions. So the business plan is important for us. Then when it satisfies us, it will satisfy everyone. Then acquiring the resources, including finance, and meeting the regularity requirements. So wherever you start the company, whichever the countries, there are laws, there are statutory requirements you have to fulfill. So the company should be a legal entity, and it has to fulfill all the tax implications. It has to the human regulations, everything we have to follow that. So the legal requirement is important aspects of it. So the business is nothing but solving somebody's problem. It could be anyone's problem. It could be our own problem, or making someone else's life easier and better. So that's why now we are getting into business. Okay, I will give you a quick overview of the business plan. It's developing a business plan. A business plan is a detailed proposal that describes a new business. The business plans are presented to potential investors, the bankers, the lenders, and even customers. So most business plans are normally 20 to 30 pages. So it covers everything. So covering everything means it will address the queries of the different stakeholders. It has answer for everything. The purpose of the business plan. So the business plans are used to help organize and analyze the data critical to the new business. Starting from our market study, starting from the data that you collect from various sources, starting from the problems, and starting from that the ideas and solutions, everything, commercials, everything actually will be in part of this the business plan. It provides a startup proposal. It provides an outline to follow when starting a new business. So we again, bank and lenders, venture capitalists, based on the plan, they will actually they will come and finance for the business. The different components. I'm going to talk about 9 different components of a business plan. So the very important thing, and everyone will look at it, is the executive summary. All the key peoples, all the key stakeholders, they don't go through all the pages of the business plan. If they are satisfied with the executive summary, then actually they will dive into the specific sections which they are interested. They don't go through all the pages, but everyone will go through that executive summary. The executive summary is normally 1 page to 1.5 page description. It covers the key points of each different sections of the business plan. Then the product or the services plan. So this section basically gives us it presents the product that we are planning to build, or the services that we are going to offer to the customers. And It covers the unique features, basically the differentiations, or how it can be better than the other competitor products or services. So it covers that particular part. Why this product is important, or why this service is critical, or in what way it is different from others. So that's where the uniqueness of it, the importance of it covered in this particular section. Then the third thing is the management team. So normally the thing is actually, in a business, actually the management team is very, very important. So the management team, the composition of this team decides the future of the business. It solidifies how this company is going to be in next 5 years, next 10 years, next 20 years. So the management team is very, very critical. Who will be on the board, and who is the advice? Who are all the advisors? And advisors are from different. Where are they come from? What is their experience? All these things are important when we form a management team for a company. So the qualification of the entrepreneurs, the experience of the entrepreneur, and their track records form the management team plan. Then the industry and market analysis. Okay, so we have a very good management team. We have a very good product. We have a plan for a very good product or services. Then where are they? Where are we going to sell it? How what is the potential for selling, and what is the size that we are expecting? So this section analyzes the various customers, the competitors, the industry, the demographic, the geographic, and economic data. So it also analyzes the other parts, the potential, the alternate products. All these things we have to consider here. Then the operational plan. So this operational plan includes all the process involved in producing or delivering the product or services to the customers. So how are we going to start, and how are we going to finish up with the end product, including quality, including the delivery mechanisms? Everything will be covered in that operational plan. How a team work on a day-to-day basis. What are the various teams involved? What are the various processes involved? So what is the input and what is the output, and how these are connected? So this forms the operational plan. The organizational plan. So the organizational plan covers basically the structure of the team structure, the complete company structure. How who will be the CEO, who will be the basically the CXOs, CEO, CFO, CMO, all the parties. So that governs the management body. Then from there, how they how it drills down to the senior management, how it drills down to the management, then it how it drills down to the staff. So this is the organization or the HR the plan. Then all these plans are there. Then how are we going to position our products? How are we going to sell our product? So the marketing plan. So how the customers are aware that we are having this product, and how are we going to promote this product? So the marketing plan is another important thing. This will describe how the business will make its customers aware of its products and services, and it will also tell about the features, the benefits, the differentiations. Everything will be covered as part of it. The market being served, the marketing strategies, the promotional plans, the marketing budgets, and the various channels involved, including TV, the other medias, all the medias. How are you going to promote this product? Okay, so this is the marketing plan. Then the growth plan. So the company have to have a growth plan. So it cannot be selling the same thing every day and month on month, quarter on quarter, year on year. So what is a growth plan? How are they going to improve the turnover? So this forms up the growth plan. Then the financial plan. So everything, all the previous steps, the previous part, previous plans need dollar. How are you going to get the dollar funded for all these plans? So this is where the financial plan comes from. Where are we going to get money? Am I going to get money from the bank? Am I going to get money from the venture capitalist? Am I going to put my own the personal money, how I'm going to fund this, all this, the plan to come true. So this part gives the forecast of that financial arrangements. Okay, so coming to, yeah, as everyone feels that the finance is important part, finance is very critical. If I have money, I can start the business. We can say out of 100, 99 people will say that if I have money, I can do the business. So, but that is not true. But anyhow, how that financing, how do we get finance for the business? So basically, we have to identify the potential investors. So the thing is, actually, we have to believe that we can sell our ideas. We have to believe that if we reach that, if we give the plan to and reach that, reach many, obviously the probability of getting the finance is easier. So the first thing is the closest, the families and friends. The other businesses, there are some people actually, they're on the other businesses. So say for example, the people like the TVS groups, such kind of companies, they, for small products or services, they are willing to fund money for that. And obviously, they will put a contract. So we have to honor that contract. So we have to try other businesses or bigger businesses which can help to fund the business. And there can be employees. So basically that the employees, some of them there, or they may be, are they're interested, they may also be willing to invest. And the financial agencies, it could be the small business administrations, the small the finance groups, the banks, credit unions, insurance companies, venture capitalists. So all these we can approach to get enough funding for the project. Even some of the universities, some of the governments offering grants for funding the business. Then coming to that, the legal environment. So once all these are ready, then we have to have a company, formal company. To have a formal and legal entity, we have to decide the name of the company. We have to decide the shareholder, the paid up capital for the company. We have to decide the shareholders of the company. We have to decide the directors of the company. We have to decide the location, the office address for the company. All these things are very important. Having all these informations, we can approach auditors, or we can approach the company secretaries who can help. Even nowadays, the online things will help us to set up the company on our own. So the thing is, the permits, there is different companies, different businesses need different regulatory approvals, permits, certifications, or licenses. So we have to take into all these so that there will not be any hiccup at later stage. So we have to consider all these. So, and the contracts, the zoning laws, the different taxes like value added taxes or CPFs, sorry, the GSTs. So those taxes we have to consider. Even the corporation taxes, like in Chennai. So the corporation take tax for each of the trades. So we have to pay for that, and for each of the directors we have to pay for that, and based on the number of employees we have to pay for that. So these are the things we have to take into consideration. Then to protect your businesses along the way, to protect your businesses, you have to you have to you have to go for the intellectual, the property rights. So as part of the intellectual property rights, there are different things. So trademarks, patents, and copyrights. So all these three serves different purposes. So to protect a name of the company or logo of the company, they can be duplicate names, or the same logo may be used by someone else. To protect that names or logos, you have to register for the trademark. And for a patent, the patent right is for the invention of the product or processes. So to protect it from someone else stealing it or someone else using it, so you have to go for the patent. And for copyrights, any creative work that you do, it, it could be publishing a material, or it could be any the musical musics, or literary works, or dramatic works, or artistic works. For those things, actually, you have to go for the copyrights. So these are the various things. So you have to consider before setting up the business. It's a quick overview of it. Of course, a lot of experiences I'm happy to share along the way when it's needed. So if you need any of the information, I have given my contact. So Sakti at indexinfosystems.com. So any of your queries or any of the things, even I can you can write it to us, and I can even if you want to give me a call, I'm happy to have a call. Thank you
Uh,
so much. I think I have
Thank
finished
you very
on
much,
time.
sir. That very informative session. Sir,
Yeah,
we'll open up for some questions now, sir. To
I'm
all the
very happy there.
participants,
Yeah.
if you have any queries, you can type it in the chat box, and I'll be glad to answer on behalf of you. So I have few questions with me, which I've received. So one is, uh, how do you come up with a company name? What would you suggest?
Company name, it is normally every people have different things. Normally, some of them use personal names, some of them use the family names, some of them use based on the solutions that they build or the services that they provide. So they set up name based on that. So normally, I believe, or what I feel is my recommendation is, don't your business can be, you cannot you cannot think something small. Your business can reach any level. There is, don't set any boundaries. It can reach any part of the world. So the thing is actually that the name should be common, and the name should be easy for every one of them to uh, remind it. Okay, so the thing is, thousands of companies all around us. So the thing is actually, out of which, your company name should be something that they can easily remember. So the name should be independent of, or it should be different from the family or person names and all this.
Wonderful, sir. So I have a question from Hari Haran. What kind of mentality should a young entrepreneur have in order to pursue their goal and to run the company?
Okay, this is very important question. Okay, so nowadays, the youngsters, so the college postouts, everyone is interested in the campus placements. Okay, as part of campus placements, they are willing to take up any jobs. They are willing to. They are actually, they are considering looking at the the money. So what is the annual the package? In my personal experience, I feel uh, $10,000 from a company. The monthly salary I'm getting $10,000. So that is on one side. The other side, I can generate 1,000 rupees or $1,000 from my own business. I value that $1,000 business is worth more than that $10,000 salary, monthly salary. Getting into entrepreneurship at the earliest stage is very, very important. You cannot get into business at later stage. I can generate revenue, I can build up my the capital when I reach 50 years, 55 years, I can get into business. This is what the people normally think of. If you don't start earlier, there is no chance that you can get into this business, because everyone want to be sailing or moving above from where they are. But normally, when you get into the business, you have to go down from where you are, and then you have to start a fresh journey. Okay, so the thing is actually, the business means you have to start from scratch. You have to start earlier. So the thing is, anybody who think of business, so start earlier.
Okay, sir. Sir, I have a question from Rajesh.
Yeah.
He's asking, there's a huge COVID threat, there's a pandemic which is going on. Will it be feasible? Would you advise somebody to start a company within the next 1 year? Your thoughts on that, sir?
I the thing is actually, for an entrepreneur, this is a wonderful period. Okay, so this is a time you have to start business, whether it is an investment or it is a business. When 99% of the people don't want to do, so we have to do, the 1% have to do. So normally the 1% actually, they invest when there are the turbulences, when there is a crisis. So that time actually, the people will invest. Say, for example, if you take the Bombay Stock Exchange or National Stock Exchange. So during that, the critical period during November, the May, June times, the Sensex was around 30,000. Think of the Sensex now, 45,000, which means they get at least 50% of the profit for every rupee they spend or invest in the shares. So this is actually when everyone walk away, we have to get in. So that is the right time for business.
Wonderful, sir.
So investments, business, when everyone goes out, we have to get in. So that is the right time. But we have to be careful. Every steps, we have to be very careful. We have to think a lot, but we have to make a step. Even it is small, we have to make a step.
Wonderful, sir. Sir, I have a question from Vidya.
Yeah.
So what are the challenges you faced in your entrepreneurial journey, and how you overcame some of the biggest challenges, sir?
Yeah. Okay. So one of the biggest challenges actually I faced, especially in 2009. So end of 2008 and 2009, it was actually all the banks like the Lehman Brothers, all of them they closed their business. So that was the time actually I was getting into the IT business, and especially into that IT business and services business. When I work with MNCs, I get into the cash flow problem. So I was getting so many projects in that particular time, but I didn't get PO on time, which makes I couldn't invoice the customers. Obviously, I got a lot of business. It was a very good period for me, and that was a leap for me. But I couldn't get money from customers in a normal the time frame. So which makes the cash flow become very tough for that particular time. So only that from January 2009 to October 2009, there was 10 months actually. I struggled like anything. Of course, I go to banks 3 times in a day, morning, afternoon, and evening before the bank closes to check the balances. I am cautious that my check should not get bounced. So that the payables have been cleared. From that day onwards, I never have any finance issues. So every day is challenges, and every challenges will get us paid.
Well,
So
thank you,
that
sir.
is where, yeah, it will give lot of interesting stuff for you, and it will make you energize every day.
I have a question from Yogesh, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how to raise money for startups, and how to get more investment? What are the formalities, or what is the plan to get more investors, sir?
That is actually to me, yeah, everyone feels that is a very gray area, but to me, that is the easiest stuff. Okay, so one side actually, people don't have money to start a business or to implement their ideas. The another side, people have tons of money, but they are looking for the the people who have ideas. Okay, so the thing is actually when we have ideas, when we again actually we have validated, verified these ideas definitely work, then actually we have to approach. The thing is actually we have to participate in forums. So even actually when they approach more people, obviously lot of people interested in investing money on the ideas. Even myself, I am very much interested. More than running my own business, I am interested in investing money on some new ideas. So every business people interested. That's why even people like Infosys Naranamurthy or anyone you take in business, they invest money on so many small businesses. So the only thing is the idea is the important thing. So definitely they will get money because their money will grow, not for realizing the ideas. So if I put money, $1,000 money or $100,000 money in an idea, I will get 200,000 or 500,000 along the way.
Wonderful, sir. So I
Yeah.
have another question again from Hariharan, sir. So in
Yeah.
case if a business is going on well, we are generating money. Uh, should we expand in the same business, or how we should diversify, or what is the next step, sir? Let us say we are running a business and we are generating money. What are the next steps you would suggest?
Actually, my personal preferences, if the business that we are doing, if there is a possibility to expand, so that is the best option. But at the same time, the business that we are doing is saturated, or we don't have much of edge in that particular business, then obviously we can consider the alternates as well to make us
Wonderful, sir.
balanced. Yeah.
I have a question from Nitya, sir.
Okay.
So at one minute. So they are asking, when did you start your business, sir, and what was your inspiration, sir?
Okay, I'll tell my things. Actually, I started in. I can't say that it's a business, but the spark actually comes from there. At the age of 9 or 10, I used to sell brinjals. Okay. My mom actually used to weigh that brinjal. Normally, actually, I can carry only 2 kg of brinjal. Okay, that was my capacity when I was 9 years old. So what she normally does is actually, she weigh it, and I used to ask one brinjal extra for each kg, because my customers ask for 1 kg. So some of them buy half kg, some of them buy 1 kg, and each of them ask for one brinjal extra, which means I get 4 brinjals extra. Actually, I demand my mom to get 4 brinjal extra. So with the 4 brinjal, I go, and when I go and meet, I have the regular customers. So my experience is, when I go there, I sit in one place and everyone will come and buy that. My basket will be empty. Okay, that is where I started. Whatever my mom gives, and I take it to the nearest the residents, so it will sell off anything. It could be brinjal, it could be any fruits, it could be any vegetables. I'm used to sell in mornings before I go to school, and in evenings after I come from school. I used to do that, and I ensured, and I'm very confident. Every time I take it, I never return with the goods I take for I take for selling. Okay, so from there I started, and all along I have been at the age of 18. I was running a total college in Tanjavur. Okay, so I was running it for 2 years. So it's again actually with 250 students. I was able to run it very successfully. Then from there, all along the way, small or big, I used to do. I'm interested in some business.
Wonderful, sir. Sir, thank you very much for sharing your wonderful thoughts. You have guided us as to how entrepreneurship should be, how one should start the business, how the operations, how financial planning, everything is going on. So thank you for explaining in detail and for answering all our questions very patiently, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you all of you who patiently attending this session. I am very happy to answer even any of your queries which may come tomorrow, which may come along the way. You take my email IDs and just drop an email. I'm happy to answer that.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you very much.
And another thing, actually, I am running a books and stationery shop. And last month, on November 1st, I opened one in Nolambur. And another one on the 13th, which is the day before Diwali. It was in Nungambakam. So it's basically a books and stationery shop. And we opened recently. And I was running 5 shops in Tanjavur, Varapanadu, and as well as in Chennai.
Thank you very much, sir. And best wishes for your news, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I now request Dr. Kalesh Lakshmi Ma'am, Associate Professor, School of Management Studies, to give away the word of thanks.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of the Department of Management Studies, School of Management Studies, and on behalf of TBI and the Global Institute of Science and Technology, I heartily thank Sathyabama, sir. Your explanation was really awesome. We were able to get a lot of input, sir, from how to start a business, what are the steps to start a business, how to be confident, what are the prerequisites and the characteristics of an entrepreneur to be successful. And more of all, you have also told that if you are going to be an entrepreneur, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want dream to be an entrepreneur, you should start it at the age of the very young age. That is especially what that was really a very important thing to get to know, because normally we people think we will work and after a particular age we'll start our own business. That is the basic idea which major of us have, because we want to be safe in the early stages.
Yeah.
So you have told us you have to take a risk at the very early stage, so you'll be successful in your later ages. That was really very useful tip for us, sir. Thank you so much for your input and your explanation on how you started your business. That was also really awesome. So at the age of 9 itself, you started doing business. So that has inspired you to be a businessman. Thank you so much for your input. And we also request you to give us more explanation on how to do a business. What are the prerequisites? What are the legal aspects of business in future? Thank you so much, sir, for your
Thank you.
giving your time to read to us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. To all the participants, kind request to all of you. So first, I would like to thank you all for patiently being with us on day 2 of Decoding Entrepreneurship. I request you all to fill up the feedback forms. Your feedback means a lot to us, and please fill up your feedback forms. And only people who fill their feedback forms every day will receive their certificates. So once again, thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Looking forward to see you all tomorrow evening. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.